Hey everyone, this is James from Vanguard TV. I'm here with a deck profile. It's gonna be Great Nature. It's gonna be Great Nature Legion, the Tester Tiger, or what I call it, featured in the previous match video. It's a very long match video. Yeah, so I'll start off with the starter, then Great Trees. So the starter, I choose Pencil Koala. Its skill is a Forerunner, and also on GB1 it gets to when it boosts the Vanguard and it hits your opponent's Vanguard, you get to give another Great Nature unit 4k power and after retire it to draw one. So this in terms gives your Vanguard a bit of an on-hit pressure, so your opponent won't want to take your Vanguard, so they will guard more for it. If not, you just get a +1. And there's a small combo I learned a few days back, so I'll show it to you later. Next, Grade 3s. It's a Legion deck, so you gotta run the Tigers and the Foxes. These are I only run 7 Legions because I need space for these elephants. I don't know what the elephants' name are, but the elephants. So I'll explain the Tiger Legion first. I think it's Warm-Blooded Professor Guru Tiger. Not sure, but I know it's a very powerful Legion in terms of draw power. A lot better than any OTT so far. So what its effect is, a Legion 20k with this guy. I'm not sure what it's called. It's just Legion made for this. And it's good thing is that it's in Legion skill. It's an active skill, so you can do it as many times as you want a turn. It doesn't say once per turn. It's not stated here, so you can do it as many times as you want. So which is what makes this card OP. Its active skill is you may Persona Blast, discard either him or the Legion mate to choose 2 Great Nature units. They gain the effect that when they die, you get to draw 1, unflip 1, and recall them back. Yes, it is 3 effects stacked onto 1. So this is very good because you are more or less plussing. Because for every 1 card you throw, you get to draw 2 cards, unflip 2, and call them back. So you kind of plus very hard off of this. So actually people say that since it's a Persona Blast, it's hard to pull off, but no, Great Nature is a very draw heavy deck, so you'll be drawing into all this very quickly and you build a hand very fast, giving you a lot of options and definitely drawing at least 1 or 2, making this live most of the time. It's the new Legion from the GBTO2. Next, I run the other Legion, the Tester Fox. I only run 3 of it because I need space for this, as I explained. So I'll still explain its skill, which is Legion 20k with this Fox, this other Legion mate. So it has a skill where during your end phase, when something is retired, you get unflip 1. And if the thing you retired has the name of your Vanguard, you get to draw 1 and choose 2 units from your drop zone and put them into your deck. And the thing is that this doesn't specify that it has to be normal units, so you can actually throw triggers back in, which is why I think this deck is so OP now, because you're legionary throwing triggers back, and this effect also throws triggers back. Your deck more or less becomes a whole trigger deck after like a while, which is quite fast in this deck. Also, both of these have the effect where when it attacks, you just give 4k to something, enter and retire it. It's like the normal base effect, and it's a very good effect because sometimes in this deck you need to retire to draw. It's not like the strike deck where you need to on hit to draw. So retire is more reliable to me as consistent, because if I were to have to on hit draw, I really have to bet on my opponent not guarding and pushing into high damage very quickly, which means that my on hit draw cards would be dead very quickly. That's why I chose to run this deck. So this helps me to like not deck out in the late game since it returns cards back. So yeah, and you draw so fast in this deck, you always end your games with less than 10 cards in the deck. So this is very important to prevent you from decking out. Next, I have the last Grade 3s. I have the 2 elephants. So they have a once per turn and a once per turn GB1 skill. GB1 skill is that when it attacks, you may counterblast 1 and stand 1 unit. The important thing is that this is a once per turn skill, and also it says at the bottom that if the condition is met but you don't pay the cost, you can't activate it again already. So what this means is that if it does your first attack and then you don't use the effect and then you try and stand it later on, you can't use this effect anymore. So this is what you take take note of for this card, and that this is very good. Rear guard, and also you don't want to write this because it's a pretty much a vanilla on your Vanguard, and it doesn't help you draw. That's why I don't want to write this more time. But it's good because you want to stand your very big rear guards, and since you don't understand triggers, these are very good options in place of that. And also you have a G zone here lah, so you need to strike. So I run a bit more grade 3s so that I'll have at least always have options to strike, cards to strike with, strike further. This is 9 grade 3s. Then the grade 2 is pretty simple. I run 4 of the Tiger Legion mate. You have to run 4 of each grade 2 and grade 3 is a persona, so you need to run as many as you can. It has a skill also where if it is 20k or more, rear guard only effect. If attack when boosted, if it hits your opponent's Vanguard and its attacking power is more than 20k, including the boost, you have to draw 1. Most of the time I won't even call this because I want it in my hand to use for the Tiger Legion's effect to +1. So I usually won't call this. Next we have the Fox Legion mate. This is a very good card. Okay, so I'll explain the skill. It has called his counterblast 1. So its effect goes when this card is retired during the end phase, if your Vanguard is in Legion, which is either doesn't matter if it's the Fox or the Tiger, you may counterblast 1 and search for one of your Vanguard, which means they're one of your Legion mate or Legion. So since your Tiger Legion is a Persona Blast Legion, having this retired once to search 1 out is very good, since that it preps you up for the next turn, so that your Tiger Legion isn't dead on the next turn. So having this with any of the Legion is very good. And also it's a Legion, so that's why I run 4 of this, even though I only run 3 of the Fox Legion, because this combos out with with 7 of your grade 3, which I think is very versatile. And since you always Legion, so this is always live. The last 4 grade 2, I run 4 Crayon Tiger. So Crayon Tiger, it's one of the new foils that came out on the double rare for Great Nature that came out in GBT02. Its effect is Osperton GB1 counterblast 1. So when he attacks and is boosted, you may counterblast 1 and stand 1 other unit, give it 4k, and at the end of turn retire it. If you do, you get to draw 1. So this will give something else ability to draw 1. And also since this one gives the ability to retire, it activates skill for your Tiger Legions and all this. Since you need to retire maybe 2 or more cards, since your Tiger Persona Blast chooses 2 and its own skill only gets to retire 1 when it attacks. So you need something else to retire, so this would be a very good option on the rear guard. Also it gives 4k and it stands, so it kind of makes gives you more attack, so making you like having your opponent guard more. And most time you just power the crit and power onto one side, have Tiger stand it and swing again. So this is what I like about the Tiger a lot. However, this Tiger is a GB1 skill, so if you in your early game you don't get to pull off your first strike, it's a bit of a bummer when you draw this being dead in the 9k vanillas. But other than that, this gives me option to like snipe rear guards with my first 9k attack, all this, which is what I like a lot, and it lets me draw 1 after that, which is draw is very important in this deck. Actually draw is important every deck, but this deck needs to draw, if not it's not a very special deck. So yeah, so 4 Crayon Tiger, so that's 12 grade 2s. Then grade 1, I have the 2 Taping Cat. It's the typical on call Soul Blast 2 draw 1. So it's a Legion deck, so you will have Soul, but sometimes like after you Legion you use it once, you draw the other one. Since you draw very quickly, you might want to throw away 1, but I run 2 just in case I Legion again and I want to draw more. Most time you just use 1, the other one you will discard for a perfect guard further or to guard 5 or something now. And this is the card I combo together with this, the starter. So I'll explain it later after I finish the whole deck. Next I run 2 mini berries. I don't run the big berry, but I still run the mini berry because, like as I said, I still need to strike and there are combos with the strike. So this give me options to always be able to strike, and I don't have to throw like 2 or 3 cards to strike lah. So this is a good option, and I don't mind riding this. Like really, it has no rear guard ability, so riding this is really doesn't minus you, and it's 7k some more, so it's not too bad. Next, I run 4 Dark Bills, one of the very good and old cards for Great Nature. Its on-call skill is you gotta choose a Great Nature unit and give it the skill. When it during the end phase, when it retires, you gotta draw a card. So this effect stacks with each one, and also with the Tiger Legion skill. Sorry. So that's why I say it's very good, and it's a 7k. So behind your 9k, behind all your 9k grade 2s, there are 16k, and every trigger puts it up to another 5k more guard, which I really like. So this is staple in all Great Nature decks from now. Next we have the Perfect Guards. In this, so now in this meta with strike and shit, everything works for really high numbers. So having 4 Perfect Guards is very important. However, you don't need to run the new Perfect Guards. I just like it because like the turtle looks so badass. But you can still run the Cable Ship because in this deck all your grade 3 legions unflip damage. So with this isn't necessary. I am very confident this isn't necessary. You can still run the Cable Ship in case like you want to guard for your rear guards, like in case your opponent runs plays Dote and tries to go for your rear guard, you might want to cancel them, but most of the time your hand size will be big enough to throw like just triggers to guard with it lah. So this you can replace it with Cable Ship, but I like it. I like the tortoise, so yeah, I run the tortoise. Yes, I think that was 14 grade 2s to 8 grade 1s. Next, the triggers. I run 4 draw. I don't have 2 more of this, so I just run 2. Actually, you don't need. You can just run like all the. You can just run like 12 crate. I have 8 crate here lah, but you can run like 12 crate or 10 crate 2 draw. But I like the draw like early game. I will usually take 1 or 2 damage against like see Aqua Force decks where they start to rush and I can't guard. So taking this early damage and being able to draw means that I am being more defensive and able to not take as much damage lah, so that I can still recover after I Legion and not have to like always struggle with my damage. So this is early game, I get to draw and protect myself lah, that's all. And it's a 5k guard, so it's very good. Like because now like everything is like 5k guard now, like Royal Paladins, they just throw an 11 at you, like wow, yeah sure man. So everything is like 5k guard, so 5k guard is very versatile now, not having to waste like a 10k for a 5k guard lah. So I still like this. And you like never use this sound effect because like nothing needs soul other than your tipping cats and religion. So why you do need soul? You just like it because it's different art lah. So after that just crits, 8 crits, 4 and then 4 more. These got effects but I don't use them because like you don't need it lah. So 8 crits, like you can just run 4 or something lah. But if you want this case that when it dies during the FA, can Counter Blast 1, search for a copy of itself. You minus 1 trigger from your deck, which I don't really like. So normally either I call this, leave it there and don't retire it and don't use the skill, or just discard it for guard lah. And then lastly I have heals because heals being games. Next, the strike units. So 8 strike. So around 1 Blizzard usually is the first thing I strike into. Just like because like I don't want to waste any of my other strikes, so I just strike into this and it looks cool, so why not? Next I run 3 Phoenix, I don't know how to pronounce the Phoenix. So it has a skill where when it attacks, no need to hit your weapon's Vanguard, choose 2 units, give it 4k, and then retire it. So this combos very well with the Tester Fox Legion, because the Tester Fox Anton, retire and draw things to activate, since the whole thing is still during the end phase, and Vanguard being Vanguard, you can choose which to arrange, so you can arrange this to go back first, then your on retire during end phase skills to activate and draw. So this together, Tester Fox and the Legion Mate on the field is very good combo. And it's like really, you can do it 3 times lah, so for that 3 times you are sustaining your thing very well. And last one would be like the triple rare one, I don't know how to pronounce the name, it's the Wolf. But most of the time you only use the Wolf once for a finisher, so sometimes when if I do G assist, I'll just throw these 2 out. So actually if you want, you can just run like 3 Blizzard or at most, because you only need it once, because yeah, you prefer your Vanguard skills over these skills, unless like is this for over Tester Fox but other than that, this is pretty much your finisher, so you only need like 2, like you will strike 1 and flip one over lah. So that's it. Yeah, you can just take out, you can just run 2 and 2 replace something cheaper lah. But I have, so why not, man? Last, the most important part of the deck, it's like personal preference. Like I need counters, like, because like you power here and there a lot. So I have my directs as my counters. I got 29 here. I lost one somewhere. So you can actually use any counters, but is that your maybe you have to count up to like 2 or 3 4K power, 4K dopings or 4K stacks on one unit. So this help me keep track of it lah. But just remember to return it during end of turn. Not next turn like you get confused and shit. So the combo for the tester fox is hold on, with this. So your Vanguard should be in Legion last turn or something. You call this 2, then you strike into this. So when this one attacks, you give 4K these 2 and enter the retire. You drive check, you do your drive check, you these 2 enter in the attack. So after you can choose this one to go back first. Then these 2 will retire. Then Tester Fox effect comes in where you get to draw. So this helps you to like be able to retire units for like very easily with its skill lah, especially when you need 2 units perfectly. So that's why I still run 3 of this, not just 2 or something, and I still run 4 Legion Mate. Legion Mate is too good. This 2 gets retired. This one I get to unflip 2 and draw 2. Then the Legion Mate's effect comes in. Power Blast 2. You have to search 2 copies from this from your deck, which means that you can activate it in drop zone, shove 4 back, and then just get 2 more since they're on your Vanguard, so you get 2 more back. So it's kind of a loop, but since I only run 3, you can only continue this loop 3 times, but I think that's more than enough most of the times. So this is the Great Nature Legion deck. We have match videos up tomorrow night actually. So yeah, stay tuned and subscribe.